Exciting news before we jump into this. We just released our killer summer shirts. You can actually see I have it on now if you're watching on videos. We also have them both on the screen. We have a beautiful blue and a killer green, and these are actually, unfortunately, only for clients, but we're gonna do something crazy. We're gonna give away a pair of the shirts to 2 people, and all you need to do to enter to win these killer shirts with some of our favorite quotes on the back. Like, these shirts are just amazing. They fit amazing. They're the best quality. We're gonna give that and ship that to you totally free. All you need to do to enter and to win is head over to our Instagram at ColossusFit or click the top link in the show notes down below. Go ahead, you'll see the post there of the shirts. Like it, tag a friend. That's all you need to do. You'll be entered. There probably won't be a ton of people entering this, so don't miss out on getting some killer shirts so you can rep the merch. We're not selling them just yet, so these are pretty exclusive. These are really fun. I've been rocking mine nonstop, and I'm super pumped we got them in, and I hope you win the pair as well. So make sure to go and do that. Now into the episode. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fit, Healthy, and most of all Happy podcast. I'm your coach and host, Josh, here with
it's co-host and co-coach KG, and I'm in the house.
And this is the Fit, Healthy, and Happy podcast, and today we're going to showcase some of our top training hacks so you can get some killer results. What do you got, Kyle?
Yeah, so honestly, this inspired me because I know so many people have gym memberships, like whether you go or you don't. And unfortunately, it's tough because there's still a lot of people who just don't see results. And I was just thinking about like the things that we believe in and the things that have helped ourselves, our clients over the years, and are just main hacks. And some of these things are going to be like immediate, like you can fix it right away. But then there's going to be some things that you're going to have to learn over time and slowly implement. But the first thing here, this to me is like an immediate fix, something that can help a lot of people, is just aiming yourself to get as close to failure as possible. And I wanted to say this with caution that you should be leaving a couple reps left in the tank within each exercise. So let's just use as an example, tricep pushdowns, one of my favorite movements, and I have 12 reps prescribed for my workout. If I go through that exercise for 3 sets and I just am talking the whole time, and then by the end of my 12 reps I could still do 8 more left, and like my arms aren't burning and I'm just like talking to Josh and I'm distracted, that's not going to be really doing anything. It's going to feel like I've done something. My triceps might be a little bit pumped up, but it's just going to be me going through the motions, and you could say more or less wasting time. So a lot of people struggle with this when it comes down to workouts and going to the gym because it can be uncomfortable. Like, don't get me wrong, there's times where at the very end of the set, your hamstrings are burning on a hamstring curl, your biceps are burning on a bicep curl. That's how you know you've gotten to that point where it's like, hey, this is actually challenging to me. And I would say, especially from my years of training people in person, most people leave anywhere between 5 and 12 reps left in the tank, maybe even 15 reps, where it's just way too easy. So this is something you're gonna have to experiment with. You're gonna have to try out. You're gonna have to be honest with yourself. An easy way to also know is like maybe do 1 set till failure, and you'll be able to see. So at that point, let's say you were to decrease the weight just a little bit from there for your next workout, that should be pretty solid to use, right? To know where you are at for failure for the most part, and then you'll be able to progress forward. So this alone will change the game for so many people. It's the biggest tip and the thing most people are missing out on in the gym.
Yeah, and this is good for anyone, even me. I've been lifting 15 years. I was doing calves today. I was about to finish my set. I'm like, what am I doing? I can do some more. And I banged out 4 more reps. So never be too humble to use this. And you'll actually notice that people stay far, far away from failure. It takes quite a while to actually learn what that is. And let's say you do fail. You don't want to be failing every set. Obviously, that's not optimal. But failing isn't necessarily a bad thing because you'll know what that true capacity is. If you're like, oh my gosh, it was total failure, me shoulder pressing that 100-pound dumbbells for 8 reps, like that's my cap, and I want to work at like an RAR 1 or 2, like Kyle said, 1 or 2 shy of failure. Maybe I'll grab those 95s and do that for 8 reps and know that's that perfect weight, and then I'm not leaving any gains on the table. So that's a killer first tip. And once again, you can constantly remind yourself of that. I think it's a great thing every exercise, say, am I actually giving it all I can give? Next up is to really optimize your workout environment for better results. So the gym you go to is a great way to really focus on getting the best results for you. There's a gym you go to and you find like you over chat, like even for us, like Lifetime, we've noticed is there's a lot more temptations in there. They want you to come in, get a smoothie, maybe get a massage, massage, maybe do a little bit of workouts, go to the recovery area, do a class, go to the pool. Like, unfortunately, it's not super conducive of that. It can be good. Obviously, you have the time. And I think also that can be amazing if you're doing all that, being healthy and actually working hard. But even for me, I'm just like, I want to just buckle in, lift heavy, and get it done. So I've been actually going to a different gym for the most part, and I've been enjoying that. But like, everyone's so different. Some people want to train in a dungeon. Some people want to train in the most expensive, cleanest, most beautiful gym. Some people want to train at home. Case in point, whatever is most inspiring to you, whatever is your dream environment and atmosphere where you feel the most comfortable and the most able to push yourself and see results, that's where you're going to want to be.
Yeah, makes such a big difference. So implement that. And
actually, sorry, one more thing I'll jump in and say, like, sometimes too, that'll take a sacrifice. Perhaps there's a better gym that's an extra 5 to 10 minutes. I would still recommend you go to that better gym, or maybe you pay a little bit more, or whatever it is, if it's going to be that much more quality and you're going to use it more. If you settle and it's really hurting you, sometimes you got to like make some adjustments, or maybe you go at a certain time and there's some person there that's really creepy and they're weird to you. Unfortunately, it sucks, but you might want to start visiting, like going at a different time or switching a gym, because you want to make sure you're actually motivated and fired up to be in there. And for a lot of people, sometimes that can be going to a better gym, getting a nicer membership, building a home gym, like whatever it is, but it is worth making that investment.
Yeah. And like Josh and myself, we work out, I think it's about 4 times a week together, but then there's the one day we don't on the Tuesday. And I experimented going to like the really close gym by me. I have a Good Life membership, and that just wasn't it. It wasn't the environment. It wasn't the space. I've experimented with different things, like even Lifetime. It just doesn't work. It's just, everyone's there to chill. Isn't the environment that's the best. But yesterday, took the 17-minute drive, went out. Josh, our buddy Jeremy, who's crushing it, giving me a run for my money with strength. I'm like, this was the best workout I've had in a while, especially on a Tuesday. And it's like, that environment was it. Like, it was just a beautiful sunny day. Like, we were able to work out outside a bit, took that extra distance, but these things make a difference. And obviously you can't always have that luxury to like make that extra choice depending on your situation, but it is something to consider when you are able to. It's a weekend, or you're just trying to get to that next level, of course. So next up, you actually have to be on a good custom workout program. So when it comes down to going to the gym, oftentimes there's two very, very big mistakes. On one end, someone doesn't have a program, they're winging it, they're just doing whatever machine they see available, they're just doing the abductor because it's there, and then bicep curls, and then a ton of abs. They're just doing a bunch of randomness. Yes, you're showing up, yes, you're checking off that box, but you're not really doing anything effective. And then on the other side, people are just following random bodybuilders' exercises that they put out there on Instagram, or even like the most updated and new exciting exercise you have to try. And they're just like program hopping. Like, they are following something kind of, but it's just not actually for them. So what's going to make such a big difference is having something that's created for you. There's going to be periodization, there's going to be challenge, there's going to be intention. Everything in there is going to be there for a reason, and it's created for you based off of your goals, your situation, your past workout history, the equipment you have available, the time frame you can spend in the gym, like what gym you go to. Everything is going to flow very nicely based off of your actual situation. So this is something that so many people struggle with, and I really, really encourage you. Obviously, getting some extra help will make such a big difference. So you have something actually customized. We will always take care of you. Just reach out to us on Instagram and we'll create something for you and help you on your journey.
Being on a quality routine is everything. If you just chat GPT some routine, you're going to have so many holes. You're going to have imbalances. You see those guys with their shoulders totally slouched forward because they're neglecting rear delts. Like, there's so much that goes into a good routine, and nothing beats being on a great one, because it can really just help you radically move forward with your progress. When you're doing the right movements, challenging yourself, doing some of the things you may not want to do, doing some of your favorite things, and especially having a routine that's custom made for you, it changes everything, because everyone's entirely different. I have my strengths that are maybe Kyle's weaknesses. He has some strengths that are my weaknesses, and we have some things that overlap. And that's why even for us, we always want to be aware of these things. But as a free gift for you as well for listening to this episode, because clearly you want better results in the gym, I have a free training hack sheet. I just put some high level training hacks I actually use for my clients online to get them better results faster. And as you can see from our page, our Instagram, we get killer transformations. And I want you to use these hacks to actually have better results in the gym, to push yourself more. So you can grab that totally free. All you need to do to get it is message me on Instagram. My Instagram's @ColossisFit. Just say training hacks. I'll know what you're talking about. workout, I'll send that right over to you. You don't even have to put an email or anything. It's just like a nice Google Doc I made that I'll send right over to you. Totally my gift to you. So don't be shy. If you want as well, if you don't have Instagram, we're getting a lot of this recently. You could always shoot us an email as well. Our email is contact@colossusfitness.com. We'll also link that in the episode down below. If you have any questions for the episode or you want to get in contact with me and Kyle, you can feel free to shoot us an email as well. We'll get to you through there. But next up, and this is a huge one, and this is to maximize presence at the gym. So I've really been working on saying, what am I doing right now? What's my priority? So if I'm working, my priority is working. I used to get too distracted. I'd watch YouTube videos or whatever it was while I was working, or motivational videos. But now I'm like, okay, if I'm doing deep work, I'm just doing deep work. If I'm training, I'm training. I've really worked hard. If I'm eating, I'm eating. It's not I'm eating, I'm watching TV, I'm on my phone. Like, I've really just been trying to focus in on what I'm doing with intentionality, because if you're in the gym, and we've made this real a couple times, you're on the adductor machine or the leg press and you're on your phone scrolling Instagram, you're not going to get as far as that person who's really with intention, going through each rep, maximizing mind muscle connection, really being aware of that, who's getting themselves psyched up when you're on the way to the gym, thinking about the workout, looking at your routine in between sets, taking some time to breathe, be present, be in the gym, get yourself psyched up for your next set. Like, it's such a difference maker. And I assure you, if you want to have like a little bit of an awkward, maybe a little bit of a bored, but one of the best workouts of your life, cue all your music before you get in the gym for a whole workout. Put your phone on airplane mode and make it a rule that you won't look at it unless you're like logging your weights or looking at your routine. And I assure you, this workout will be crazy. You'll be so pumped up by the quality of that workout just by removing that phone, that temptation where you get sidetracked with Instagram or whatever it may be. So I can assure you, the more you do this, the difference it's going to make. Also, even a good note is like to not take calls, to not do anything. Like, take that time as serious. Take that time as you having a meeting with yourself to make yourself healthier during the day.
Yeah, and next up, simply just do what's actually going to get you results, right? I know it sounds simple. You're trying to have a better workout. Do the stuff that's going to move the needle. And I have to share this because there are a lot of people who, if you were to check their check-in record for the gym, you might be this person. You might show up consistently. You might be able to say, hey, on record, I'm there and I'm showing up more than some people, right? But you may not be doing the right stuff. And when it comes down to it, most people's goal is to lose fat, build muscle, feel stronger, improve their overall health. And there's a lot of things you can do in the gym. You can, of course, go to the sauna. You can go lay by the pool if your gym has it. You can spend tons of time just like sitting on any recovery machine or any cardio machine. And it's not exactly probably going to move the needle. You might feel good from it. Don't get me wrong. There is a time and place to do that. But there's a lot of things when it comes down to being better and improving your body composition that's going to really move the needle. Compounds are one of them, like the hard exercises, squat, bench press, deadlift, overhead press, all that great stuff. Like, there's a lot of things I don't even want to do, such as the leg day we did today. Didn't want to do it, got it done. So these things are going to move the needle. You're getting stronger. You're pushing yourself. It's going to change your body composition. You're getting stronger in every way. So I really encourage you, when it comes down to it, obviously having that actual custom game plan is a big difference maker. Like I said, for number 3, it's very important, but make sure to show up and actually do the things that matter. It'll change the game for you for sure.
That's big. Like, it's real easy to just feel like you're doing good things. Sports are another tough one. I have a lot of friends go, I'm not training legs anymore, but I'm playing hockey, and that's tons of legs. And it's just like, it's such a good feel-good thing in your mind, but you're neglecting actually hypertrophy-based training. It's two entirely different things. Not to say you don't work a ton of amazing muscles during hockey, but training has its reasons. Strength training has its importance. And it's really important you don't let other things get in front of that, because it's a slippery slope. And then before you know it, you're going to the gym for 30 minutes of pickleball, and then you go to the sauna and you feel good, but you're not actually moving towards your goal. And that's why the more you can emphasize, like Kyle said, on what's actually going to make the difference, the better. But my next tip is just to keep a log of the weights you're using. So you can do this in your notepad. We've used a multitude of different apps. I can't even honestly remember the apps we used, but we'll put in the show notes for you, like a couple different ones you can try. We have no affiliations with any of them in particular. I think one of them's Strong, right?
Strong, and then Rep count is what we used to use as well.
Rep count, strong, your notepad. For our clients in our sheets, we actually allow them to input all their weights, which is phenomenal, and I utilize that myself. But doing this is amazing because there's no, oh, I feel like doing 50s today or 60s. It's, oh, I did 60s last week. I hit all my reps. I'm ready for the 65s. And the next week, like, okay, I was a couple reps short. I gotta adapt into these 65s. So that's where logging your weights is phenomenal. If you do that with airplane mode and you just say like, I'm in there for business, like the quality and depth of your workouts will just be such a difference. And like anyone who's studied for anything, I assume we've all studied for some exam or something. I've studied in the past with like music or talking with friends or watching a show or whatever the heck it is. And you could study for 5 hours and nothing will stick. Whereas if you're like just nothing else going on, silence, just studying with focus, like 30 minutes an hour, you could get the equivalency of like 10 hours of studying. And training is very much the same. Like intention is everything. The more you can push it, the more mind muscle connection, the more you can focus on form, the more you can be aware of your breathing, you'll get so much more out of your workout.
And last but not least, you have to know your why. This is what's going to force you, or I guess push you, not force you, to get into the gym, to stay consistent, to continue to show up. When you have that why, it makes such a big difference, because we can give you all these tips, but if you're not really driven and you don't really know why you're actually there, it's going to be hard to show up for yourself. It's going to be hard to actually take these tips and implement it and push towards failure and to do all these things that we shared. You know, put your phone on airplane mode. So I really encourage you, like one of the greatest tasks you can do on your fitness journey is sit down with yourself, grab a pen and paper or your notepad or just your thoughts and ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish and why do I want to accomplish it? This alone should be able to help you out. And if you don't have that reason, you're going to have to find it. So a couple things for some people, it could be living longer. For others, it could be you're going to be a grandparent and you want to play and run around with, your grandchildren. Like you want to be as strong as possible. You want to hit a powerlifting number. You want to step on stage. Whatever it is, spend time, think about this and start to implement that, and that will help you within your workouts. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode. First link down below. Enter the giveaway for our t-shirts. Grab that training document as well. Make sure to send us a message with the keyword training hacks, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.